So, Senator Bernie Sanders on Monday nabbed his first national union endorsement of the 2020 Democratic presidential primary from the United Electrical Radio and Machine Workers of America. Pretty big union. Sanders said, actually, while I'm talking about this, can you look up how big their union is?
All right, Paul, take it away.
Oh, yeah, cool. Sanders said that corporate greed is an illness, it is an addiction, and that he understands the need for workers to have a democratic, independent union movement that is unafraid to challenge corporate America's stranglehold on our economy. And again, he did pretty well last time with unions. I can only imagine he's going to do better this round. From 4 decades of actively supporting UE members and other workers in Vermont, to his vocal support for our 1,700 members in Erie, Pennsylvania, who went on a 9-day strike this past winter, Bernie Sanders has always made it clear which side he is on. Vice President Joe Biden has, as we covered way back, got the National Firefighters Union the second he entered the race, so that was a nice little package he put together. But Bernie Sanders seems to have earned these guys' support, and when it comes to other Democratic candidates, Sanders, Warren, Biden are all jockeying for support for organized labor, a critical constituency, especially with such a crowded presidential field for now. And it's going to be big. Oh, we got a comment from Schultzy100.
Okay.
Congratulations on your new studio space. Really glad to see you folks are taking off best. Thank you so much, Schultzy. Yeah. We are so looking forward to showing everyone a little bit more, a little footage, a little this, a little that. As we set this place up, we will let you in on every step of the way, and especially our Patreon supporters who will get the first look at all this, as well as I mentioned before, a bunch of new perks as we do this.
It's all continuous build in progress. We'll let you guys know with the updates.
It's going to be open in October. That's what we can tell you.
Yeah.
So he was humbled. Bernie Sanders said he was, all right. He was striking. Okay, Bernie Sanders. Remember when Barack Obama said he would, after he got elected, he would put on his shoes and go help the union supporters, and he never did?
Yeah, sure. I did. Oh, wait, no, he did.
I never saw those soft shoes.
Yeah, I never did either. But you know who has been putting on those shoes? Apparently, Sanders was wearing them, because Sanders, not even president, not even running, has gotten Walmart and Amazon to increase their wages, affecting hundreds of thousands of people. I'm sure it has something to do with why one of Bernie Sanders' biggest supporters are Walmart workers and teachers. And so I very much hope that if everything goes along, we know that unions don't always agree with their union members, as we saw last time, but this is a big constituency that Sanders seems primed to take advantage of. And so I'm going to read the last quote from Bernie Sanders. He said he was humbled to receive the endorsement of my union brothers and sisters from UE. We are running a true working class campaign which speaks directly to workers and confronts the massive inequality we see in our society today.
So in answer to your earlier question, the United Electrical Radio and Machine Workers of America, which was founded in March of 1936 and enjoyed a relatively healthy membership in the late 30s and 40s of around 600,000, most recently in 2014 had a membership of 36,900.
Wow.
I'm sorry, 35,900. So just shy of 36,000 workers. Now, that's more a testament to the fact that unions are largely toothless in America, mostly surrounding our laws, things like the Taft-Hartley Act, the inability to coordinate strikes, basically all of the leverage and bargaining power being given to the corporation or business owner and not the union. This is not the way unions work elsewhere in the world. But they're one of the few types of institutions that we have in the United States that really are true advocates for their members, true advocates for working class people, and one of the few ways that that the working class can really have negotiating power in what we had a recent interview with Dr. Richard Wolff, what he calls the last undemocratized space in a society where we purportedly highly value democracy.
Yeah.
So it's excellent to see these types of endorsements. I expect more unions to eventually endorse Sanders. I don't think there is anyone in the race that is fighting as strong for the everyday working class American citizen than Bernie Sanders.
There is one thing I want to add on, though. Union members, make sure you hold your leadership accountable, because I can remember way back during the New York primary between Senator Bernie Sanders and Secretary Hillary Clinton, one large union group in New York, the leadership just said, hey, we're going to support you. But the vast entire, members of that said union were like, no, we didn't want this. You didn't ask us for our input. How could you do this? So union members, make sure your leadership is held accountable, and make sure you make your voices heard. After all, you guys are a union. Be union strong, and realize that Bernie Sanders has been consistent. Somebody like Biden or Kamala Harris or Cory Booker, they're not going to step up.
Institutions are human inventions, and they're run by humans, and humans are fallible, and are going to do things that don't align necessarily with their membership.
Step up and get involved. That's all that needs to be asked.
Yeah,
Daniel.
This is going to be big. I think that if Sanders can take a lot of the unions, they're going to... one thing unions do, even with their toothless, what they've become because of laws and various things, is they can still give a lot of money, and they can still, I think more importantly, get feet on the ground. And if you look at... 34,000 people, not a whole lot, but if it's 34,000 that are giving monthly and volunteering, big number. If you were to hire 34,000 people to support you and march with you, and obviously not donate to you because you're supporting them, it's not cheap. If we say that they're being paid like a regular campaign, like Sanders, of course, pays his people way more than everyone else, but let's say $20,000 for a year per person. It's a lot of money. And so if Sanders can get those people to work for him and gets more unions, gets a few 100,000 people, that's primary shifting.
Yeah. And look, I'm going to say it again. Bernie Sanders has the political infrastructure, the name recognition, the political voting record to basically win the primary and go on to win the general election. He has what it takes. And look at it like this. And I said this from the last show as well. When it comes down to Bernie Sanders versus Trump, everyone wants to see that fight. I don't care what your political point of view is, whether you're a conservative or a liberal, Democrat, Republican, socialist, libertarian, green, whatever. And even for all our viewers here, no matter who your favorite candidate is, you want to see that fight between those two. It's epic television. It'll be something like the likes of which we have never seen. Two polar opposites. Bernie Sanders, President Donald Trump. It'll be something that will be remembered for an entire lifetime, for generations. It'll be taught in history classes. You want to see that fight. Everyone wants to see that fight. Everyone wants to see that debate. It needs to happen. That's why we got to get involved during this presidential election cycle.
I want to point out a comment here. Spark Ishkra mentions, check out what's going on with United Auto Workers. FBI just raided union boss's house. See it, World Socialist website. I have not seen that story. That sounds like it's in character.
Yeah.
Wait, what? A modern union? Corruption in a modern union hall? I never believed.
No, it's not corruption. It's the FBI raiding the house of the union, United Auto Workers, sort of top brass.
I'm sure it has something to do with corruption.
Yeah.
Well, I have to look into it. Interesting. I will look into it.
It seems like an obvious inputs thing. If I'm wrong, I'd love to know what actually happened. Maybe you guys can check and tell us. But that sounds like what they always tend to be. Something embezzlement. Blah 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 blah.